Hello, and welcome to A Fit Plan. We're going to do a yoga class today. I do want to remind you before we start to have your props available if you like to use props. I think in this class today you might only need blocks just because we'll be doing some forward foldings, Uttanasana, forward bends, and in that pose you need your hands on the mat, and the blocks bring the floor up to you or the mat up to you. And then I do want to let you know that this is a little shorter class than we usually do at the studio. Probably going to be about 45 minutes. And with that, let's start our meditation. We want to sit up tall, lengthening the spine, crown of the head over the perineum, shoulders over the hips. Bring your shoulders up, back and down, open the chest. Close your eyes and start that longer, slower, deeper breath. You want to fill the entire torso with your inhalations. And with your exhalation, a little gentle squeeze on the perineum and the diaphragm. Just bringing the awareness inside, tuning in, checking in. Today, with our meditation, I want to do a visualization. We all have our own aura, our own electromagnetic field, or our energetic body. And in this meditation, we're going to visualize this bubble of golden light energy surrounding us, your own field. Imagine it emanating from your heart, surrounding you with a strong, clean, clear bubble of light energy. And with our breath, we're going to inhale, draw the arms up, just following your breath, and with your exhale, just clear your space, clean your space. You want to sweep out any negative energy, stress, and tension. Just visualize that light, that golden light that you are, emanating from you and keeping you healthy and strong. So I'm going to set the timer for a couple of minutes, and when the timer goes off, just keep your breath moving. Follow your breath. Big, full, deep breaths. Keep that vision of your own energetic field. Strong and clear, golden light. Just fill the body with your breath. Sitting up tall, relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw. Breathing in and breathing out. Just keep that vision. Breathing. So feel your lungs equally and evenly expanding and contracting with your breath. So your side ribs, your back ribs are expanding as fully as the front of your body. Just clean your space, clear your space. So the timer will go off probably in about another, looks like 40 seconds. And when it does, keep your arms up over your head. Take a huge inhalation, or the biggest inhalation you can comfortably. Pull up on your perineum and your diaphragm. Lock your chin, or you're locking your throat actually, tilting your chin down. Hold the breath as long as you comfortably can. And when you can't hold it any longer, you're just going to exhale, slowly exhaling, sweeping your field clean. One more time. Good. So now hold your arms up, pull up on the perineum, tuck your chin, draw up on the diaphragm, hold your breath as long as you can. When you're ready, closed for another minute, or not even a minute, a couple of breaths. And when you're ready to open your eyes, leave your gaze soft and your mind receptive. Good. So we'll just continue drawing your arms up, shoulder height. We're just going to loosen up the spine a little. So exhale to your right. Right hand behind you, left hand on your right knee, little tug there. And don't stay, just inhale back to center, exhale to the other side. Looking over your left shoulder. And do it again, just inhale back to center. Just a little gentle swing around to the right. Inhale back to center and swing it around to the left. Good. So this time, one more time, inhale back to center, and we'll stay now on the right side. So strong, straight right arm, left hand holding your right thigh. Just gently pull your left shoulder, left hip around, finally gazing over your right shoulder. 3 breaths here. Good. And then bring your head back to neutral, and we'll do a side bend, just opening up the side body. So inhale up into it, and then exhale. Stretching in both directions, drawing the hip down and the arm over your head. You can loosen up your neck, look up, look down, and then inhale, draw yourself back up, and come back to center. And we'll exhale into the left side now. We're just gently holding, gently pulling yourself around, looking over that left shoulder. Back to neutral position. Inhale, draw your left arm up over your head and bend to the right. Drawing your hip down and your arm up over your head and breathing. Good. And coming out of that, come back to center, both arms out, shoulder height. Inhale, let's draw our arms up. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Just putting your hands on the floor or the mat. Just give yourself a little push here. Push your hips back and then squeeze the navel in. You want strong abdominals here. And just start bowing forward, allowing the heaviness of your head to lengthen your neck. And breathing. Good. Now, pull out, arms come up. Float your hands down behind you, fingertips right at your hips, pointing to your hips, elbows directed back. And let's just float our shins up, little half boat here, half Navasana, Ardha Navasana. And then if you want to let go, you can let go. But this is a good modified version, so you decide what you need. But here we are with half boat, and then full boat. Good. Now cross your legs in the opposite position you had them, and we're going to bow forward again. So just a little different stretch in the hips. So here we go, big inhalation, exhale, forward fold. And again, use those abdominal muscles, squeeze them in gently, protecting your back. Squeeze out all that air. And then coming back up, another inhalation. Let's do our boat pose one more time. So just float your hands down behind you, lean back, lift your legs, your shins, and you can stay in that position or come into half boat or full boat. Half boat for me. Good. And coming out of that, we're just going to come to all fours now. So if you have your blankets or any props on your mat, you want to move them out of the way now. And coming into that tabletop position, everyone knows this, cat-cow. Knees are hip distance, feet are aligned with the knees, hands are under the shoulders. And we just want to soften the belly here. Just let it hang. Lift the tail and lift the heart through the chest or through the arms. Stretch the throat. So that's your inhalation. And now as you exhale, Start that rounding and tucking, spreading the shoulder blades, squeezing out all that air. And then we'll go again. So soften the belly, start your big full inhalation. And exhale back into your cat. And inhaling again into cat lift. And exhaling one more time into cat. One more of these. Inhaling, lift the heart, lift the tail, soften the belly. Exhaling, rounding, tucking, squeeze all that air out. And now bring your toes together, spread your knees, and push back into a child's pose. So if your hips are tight and you're not ready for a full child's pose, remember that you can modify by stacking your forearms, resting your head on your wrists, and leaving your hips a little higher. Otherwise, push back into your child's pose. 3 breaths here. Bring your arms forward if they're not already into a Sphinx pose. So elbows and wrists are aligned with your shoulders. We're just going to glide forward, inhaling as your shoulders come over your wrists. Lift up, tilt the tail, soften the belly, and then start exhaling, rounding, and pushing back into your child's pose. So it's just 2 breaths. Inhaling, gliding forward. Finish out your inhalation, pushing up, and then exhale back to Tadasana, child's pose. So you go in your rhythm and your time. Just follow your breath. Inhaling as you lift up, exhaling as you move back. We'll do 1 more of these. Inhaling forward and up, and exhaling all the way back. Child's pose. And stay here for a moment, just resting a couple of breaths. So now we're going to change it up a little. So arms are out in front of you. You're going to keep a straight arm here. So come up. Actually, you need to bring your knees a little closer together. So the movement is up, drop the pubic bone, drop the chest, forehead comes down, and feet lift. And then we push all the way back up. That's your exhalation into a child's pose. So you really have to stretch out your breath here because this is one long inhalation. Coming up, hips down, chest down, forehead down, feet up, and start exhaling as you push up and back into your child's pose. So a couple of more of these. Inhaling as you come forward. That little feet up, little back bending here, and exhaling into your child's pose. And let's do 1 more. Inhaling up, just warming up the spine, loosening everything up. Good. And pushing back into your child's pose. Resting here for another breath or 2. So now coming up through all 4s. Back into your tabletop position, tuck your toes, and we'll come up into our downward dog. So you can take your feet a little wider than your hips with your first dog of the day, hands a little wider than shoulder width. Come way up on your toes, and then bend your knees and direct your knees towards your navel. Push your weight back over your hips and stretch out those toes. Relax your neck. So now straighten the legs again, staying up on the toes, and begin pulling your heels down and away from the arch. Lifting the hips high. You want to try to keep that height in your hips. You want to draw your chest towards the mat and towards your thighs. You can align your ears up with your upper arms, or just curl your neck and look, gazing up at your navel. Staying here for 3 breaths. Good. And now we're going to walk our feet to our hands. So take your time. Here's where you might want blocks. You can have a block on either side of your feet so that your hands are pressing into the block or the mat, whichever you need, and come fully into your Uttanasana, your forward fold. So come a little forward onto the balls of the feet. Let the heaviness of your head lengthen the cervical spine, and breathe. Good. So now we're just going to bend the knees and, taking our time, roll all the way up to standing in your mountain pose in Tadasana. Bring the arms up over the head, push the hips out, and exhaling, arms come down, back and around to your Anjali Mudra, to Namaste Mudra. Good. So let's talk about, we're going to do some sun salutations now, and starting at the front of your mat in your Tadasana. I like to think about Tadasana for a moment. It's just a wonderful pose. It's the mountain. You want to align the shoulders over the hips, crown of the head over the perineum. Draw your shoulders up, back, and down. And just a little firmness in the triceps. Lift the toes and feel how the muscles are just gently hugging the bones. A little action there in the bottom, in the lower body. Good. So relax the face. And we'll begin by drawing the arms up. So these are the sun salutations that we're going to be working on. So bring your arms up. And this sun salutation is really a modified sun salutation. Such a wonderful sequence of poses to learn. So let me start over because I'm talking and I need to do a little more direction here. So we'll start from our Tadasana, and here we go. Inhaling, arms come up, and then we exhale. Just a little swan dive here. Hands come back to Tadasana, so use your blocks if you need to. Finish out that breath. Inhale now, crown of the head reaching forward. Bend the knees and take that left leg back and drop the knee. Coming into your low lunge, Anjali-asana, and here we go into an inhalation. Back bend, opening the front body. Exhaling, tuck the back toes, take the right foot back to meet the left, and push up and back into your downward dog. 3 breaths here. So slightly bend the knees. You want to keep that tilt in the tailbone, that's in the curve in the low back. 1 more breath here. And now drop the knees and swing your left foot to your left wrist. And that brings you to the next Anjali-asana, the next low lunge. Lifting up. Good. And floating your hands down. Tuck the back toes. Push off, bring your right foot to your left. A forward fold, exhaling. And swooping back up with an inhalation all the way up. Little back bend again, pushing the hips up. Exhale back into your Anjali Mudra. And we'll go again to the other side. So arms come down to go up. And we exhale. Just take your time here. Float it down. Use all your breath. Finish it all out. And then Ardha Uttanasana. You want to lengthen the crown of the head. Bend the knees here. Take the right leg back. And just immediately drop the knee. Float your arms up into your low lunge. And we come down out of that. You want to bring your left foot to your right. And again, pushing back into your downward dog. This is your resting pose. 3 breaths. So lining your ears up with your upper arms. Be sure you're drawing your arms up into their sockets. Using all those chest muscles and back muscles and shoulder muscles to engage your arms into their sockets. Good. And so we're coming out of this now. Drop the knees. Bring the right foot to the left, to the right hand, sorry. You're in your Anjali on the left side. And coming out of that, this again. The wonderful thing about these sun salutations is they lengthen and strengthen every muscle in the body, lengthen and strengthen the spine. So let's go through that each side one more time. Inhaling as you come up, and exhaling as you go down. Inhaling here, and as you begin your exhalation, bend the knees and take that left leg back and drop the knee. Begin your inhalation coming up. And starting here, tuck the toes, bring the right foot back. You're exhaling into your downward dog. So a slight bend in the knees often helps get that spine in the right position. Wider feet sometimes help. Good. So now, instead of dropping your knees, if you can always drop your knees. That's your modification to get out of this. But you can also come from tail of the dog, swing the leg forward into your lunge, and drop the knee. And come back through your Untitled. Float it down, and right foot comes forward to meet the left, fold, and inhale all the way back up, and down. Arms come down and back into your namaste. So one more time on this, on the right. Arms go down to come up. Nice push at the hips. Float it down. Inhaling, head comes forward. Bend the knees, exhale, right foot comes back. Drop that knee. One more time here in Untitled. Floating the hands down, tuck the back foot. Bring the left foot to the right. Push into your downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then we're going to swing the leg up again or drop the knees to bring your right foot to your right wrist. You want to drop that knee as you come through the lunge. So you're ready for this low lunge position. And coming out of that now again, just push off, left foot to right, folding, squeezing out all that air. Inhale, back up. Down and around. Good. So we have another sun salutation to learn, Surya Namaskar. It's a more classic, a little more dynamic, but good to know. The wonderful thing about these sun salutations is as you learn the sequence, you can embellish and add any poses into the sequence that you want. But we're staying basic today. So back into your Tadasana at the front of your mat. Inhale back up. So this part is always the same in all the different sun salutations. Exhaling into your Uttanasana and then into your Ardha Uttanasana. Now we bend the knees, take the left leg back into a lunge and feel that long runner's lunge. And then take your right leg back to meet your left. Come to a plank, hips are lower than the shoulders. Drop the knees. Drop the chest and scoop into a little low cobra. So start low, and we'll build up to a bigger cobra. Good. So you want to tuck your toes here, come through all fours, and here again is your resting pose, downward dog. 3 breaths. So you could play in your dog, you could pedal your feet and open up your hips a little more. Be playful in your poses and get to know them. Good. So coming out of this, we're going to swing the left foot up and come through that lunge. And remember, you can always drop your knees, but left foot to left wrist. And establish that lunge, 1 breath. And then push off, right foot to left, you're folding. And inhaling back up. And hands go down to come around to the heart. And we'll go to the other side. So, inhaling again. left leg back to meet the right. And exhale, now drop the knees and the chest. Elbows always squeezing the ribs or hugging the ribs, let's say. And let's push up into a little higher of a cobra now. Shoulders always drawing away from your strong, tight gluteus muscles, pubic bone pressing into the back. And then coming through all fours, tuck the toes, and we'll rest in downward dog. Good. And so coming back through, we started with the right, so we end with the right. Coming right foot to right wrist. Nice lunge here. Push off. Left foot to right. Fold. And back up. And down and around. And we'll do one more. No, actually we have two more to do. So starting over again, we're going to make it a little more dynamic. So remember your modifications and remember the maybe easier ways to do them. So you're folding as always, lengthening. We're coming through that lunge. And then right foot to left, come to your plank. Now you can drop your knees or your chest, or you can just lower into, the yoga push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana, all the way down. And here, come up into your cobra, or if you feel like it, come on up into upward dog. And then either drop your knees and push into dog, or from your upward dog, come into your downward dog. Here we are, resting in our downward dog. And then swinging your leg through, left foot to left wrist. Nice lunge there. And then right foot's going to come to left. And we're folding. And coming up. And back, down, and around. So you can see how this warms you up. Really gets everything moving. Circulation moving. Muscles lengthening. Spine lengthening. So one more on this side. Float it down. Take your time. Remember, you can always bend your knees. If you are feeling this in your back, just bend your knees. And let's say right leg goes back. Left leg comes back. Coming forward. Drop your knees or come into your Chaturanga. And into your upward dog. And back into your downward dog. Again, 3 breaths. And then we're going to swing through one more time. Right leg comes up and through your lunge. Left leg comes forward, folding, and all the way back up. Hands come down. Good. Let's stand in the middle of our mats now and do a little tree pose, just a little balancing. Remember at home, even here in the studio, we use the walls. If we're a little unsteady, it's all good. Just want to get the benefit of the pose. So I might need to come off my mat to get a good balance, but let's see what happens. So start in your mountain pose again. Good. I like to start tree with my hands at my heart. So shift your weight to your right and bring your left foot up, just on your ankle here. And then if you can, reach down, put your foot in the middle of your right thigh. And gently press your thigh into your foot. Let's come out of this. Just did about 3 breaths there. And come to the other side. I'm going to try this off the mat for the next one. So coming back through your Tadasana, strong mountain pose. Such a great pose. It's all our standing poses are based on all the knowledge we have in Tadasana and Shoulders over the hips. You want this, tailbone tucking down and in. Strong muscles gently hugging the bone. And now we'll shift to the left, bring the right foot up. And then let's pick that foot up, if you can, and put it on your inner thigh. So you can always stay in that foot down on your ankle. The balance is what you're working on. It's also actually a really nice hip opener. You push that thigh into the foot and the foot into the thigh. You get a nice opening in the hip. Good. Coming out of that again. And let's come to the middle of the mat now and work in some side angle poses. So we can just take our feet out to a wide Tadasana. Line your toes up. Arms are shoulder height. Little tightness in the triceps. You don't want any loosey-goosey stuff here. And turn your right foot 90 degrees. And then pick up your left heel and turn that heel out so you come to more of a 45-degree angle with that left foot. And make sure that your right heel and your left instep are aligned. And we'll just exhale, just drop down into Warrior Two. You want to feel as though you're sort of pulling yourself in both directions, gently. Direct your right knee over your middle toes. And now we gaze out over our right middle finger, and draw a little tension back into your bow, your imaginary bow. Soften the groins, follow your breath. We'll take one more breath here. And then we're just going to move into Parsvakonasana, side angle pose. So you just let your arm rest here. You're not putting weight on it. Your weight is your strength in your lower body is holding you up. And stretch that left side. Reach the left fingertips and the outside edge of that left foot. A long, straight, diagonal line. Pull some weight to that left leg. Don't want all the weight in your joint here on the right. One more breath. Good. And then we'll just come into Exalted Warrior here. So left hand on the back thigh, left thigh, and the arm comes up, right arm comes up and over. Nice side body stretch here. Good. And then we're coming out of this, back through Warrior Two. So one more, let's say 2 more breaths here. Good. And then coming out, toes come forward, arms come up, and we're just going to exhale to the left. Same thing on this side. And in most of these standing poses, you're really kind of pulling your body in both directions. The muscles hugging the arms. Gazing out over the left middle finger, pulling back a little on your right arm to give that sense that you're pulling on your bow. Softening through the groins, moving more deeply into the pose. And then Parsvakonasana, side angle, resting your arm on your thigh, and creating that long diagonal line on the right. Looking up if your neck allows. And then coming through Warrior Two briefly to get to Exalted Warrior. Such a lovely stretch. Back through Warrior Two. And then let's come out of this, toes come forward, arms come up, toe heel a little closer together, probably for stability. Let's just exhale here and fold forward. Your resting pose. So you can bring your hands under your shoulders. You can use your blocks here if you need to bring the floor up to you. In any case, hands are between your feet. Just allow the heaviness of the head to lengthen the cervical spine. Elbows are directed to the back. Okay. going to bend the knees and roll up and out of that. And let's just toe heel again and come into a standing. And we're going to make our way down to the floor now. So just lying on your back. Make sure we can see me. Lying on your back, draw your knees to your chest. So this is your time. Just relax, rotate your knees in circular motions. Give your back a massage here. So go a few times in one direction, and then reverse that and go to the opposite direction. Good. And then put both of your feet down so your knees are bent. Bring your arms out to the side. You just want to be relaxed. Pick up your back and tuck your shoulder blades into the ribs. You want flat shoulder blades on the mat. Good. And we're going to do what we call windshield wipers. So drop your knees to the right and exhale as you do that. Inhale back to center, and then we're going to exhale to the left. So this is your flow. You follow your breath. Inhale to center, exhale to right. Just kind of lingering, stretch out that breath. Back into center, exhaling to the left. Back into center. So let's go one more time in both directions. And I'm going to the left here. Okay. And then let's go all the way to the right and stay. So knees are falling to the right. Pick up your right foot and put it on top of your left knee. And with your foot, just gently pull your knee away from your hip and down. And then even using that foot, kind of stretch the skin, pull the skin of the thigh too. It's a really nice stretch. You can feel that in the fascia there on the hip. Good. And so now you're gonna bring your knee back up and stay in that number 4 position. Back in the day, yoga, we called it threading the eye of the needle, but it is a number 4 position. So reach for the top of your knee or the back of your thigh. Top of the knee is a little more intense. And lie flat again. Get your shoulder blades flat and tuck your chin. So a little flexion in both feet. A little action there, pushing through the ball of the foot, and just gently draw your knees towards you. Wonderful hip opener. Good. So now put your left foot down and just hold your right leg. So you can hold the back of the thigh or the back of the calf, but in any case, flex the foot, point the right foot towards the right shoulder. So you don't really do this, it's actually Supta Padangusthasana 1, but you don't want to do it directly over your ribs. You want to honor your turnout and turn your foot a little towards your shoulder. But we're going to hold on and just using your strong biceps, strong abs, just pull your nose to your knee and pull your foot, and pull your knee to your nose. So now, the rest of the stretch, try to keep what stretch you have here. Lie flat, lengthen the left leg, and flex the left leg as though you're pushing it into the wall. Tuck your chin again, get that, long cervical spine, and breathe. Good. And now holding, bend your knee, hold the outside edge of your right foot, and draw. We're in half happy baby here. So you want to draw your right knee to your right shoulder. Right foot is flexed and sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. And then don't forget your left leg. It's strong, it's active, and you're pushing your foot into that imaginary wall. And it's nice here, another lovely stretch to put your arms, to stretch your left arm up over your head. Close your eyes, just keep your awareness in inside. It's really nice to do these kinds of poses with your eyes closed. And then we're going to twist here. So hold your right knee with your left hand and take your right arm out to the side. Palm can be up or down. And we're just going to, everyone knows the stretch. You're just going to cross your knee across to the left. And trying to keep the right shoulder attached to your mat and gazing out over your right shoulder. So just a nice gentle twist to the left. And again, left leg is active. So make that left leg long. Push through the ball of that foot. And always in our twists, we inhale, lengthen the spine, we exhale, twist. That's your pattern. Just inhale, exhale, twist. Great. So come back to your backs. Draw your knees back to your chest. So you just want to come back to a neutral spine here. So that's why we draw our knees to our chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, and then come feet back on the mat, arms back out to the side, and we'll windshield wiper a couple of times again. So to the left, exhaling, inhale to center, to the right, exhaling, and we're going to stop here on the left. So inhale, back to center, and exhale on to the left side. Give yourself a moment here, and then pick up your left foot and put it on your right knee. And give yourself that wonderful stretch. So you're just gently pulling your knee down and away from the hip socket, and then you're actually literally pulling the skin with your foot. Feel a little fascia stretch there. So now we're in that little figure 4 position. So just come back, reach through that space, holding the front of the knee or the back of the thigh. Come back to lying down. Get those shoulders flat. Flex through both feet gently and breathe. Good. So put your right foot down, and we'll do our stretch on the left. So holding the back of the leg, calf or thigh, and I like to just draw the nose to the knee to the nose, honoring your turnout. Remember, you've got that left foot directed towards the left shoulder, and then taking it further, more deeply into the stretch. Lower back down, trying to keep that stretch that you just created, and lengthening out the right leg and pushing through the ball of the foot of the right leg, as though it's pushing into an imaginary wall. And breathing. Just keep your eyes closed. Just feel how your breath facilitates those subtle changes in the body. And then let's bend the knee, reach for the outside edge of your left foot, and draw that left knee towards the left armpit. And if you like, right arm up over your side. And then into your twist. So right hand on left knee, right, take your left arm out to the side for balance. Just start your twist to the right, attaching your left shoulder to the mat and looking out over your left shoulder. So there are a lot of ways to do this. You can tuck your foot onto your knee or bring your whole leg around in front of your knee. Don't forget that strong right leg. You want to make it long and active. It really helps, it intensifies your twist. Good. And then we're coming out of this now. So we're going to roll back onto the back. After any twist, you always want to bring your back to a neutral position. So draw your knees to your chest and wrap your arms around your knees Just give yourself a good hug here. And then putting your feet down, just hip distance, close to your hips. Just gently, slowly tuck the tailbone into the body and lift into a little bridge pose. So just a relaxed bridge. We're not going to go into a full bridge. It feels kind of nice to rest for a few breaths here like this. You can even turn your feet out a little bit and take them wider than your hips when we're doing this kind of a bridge. It's more for just relaxing, getting us ready because we are going now into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Time, just lower your spine, curling your tailbone up and in as you lower one vertebra at a time. One more little massage of your knees, or a rotation of your knees, massaging your back. And then we're going to go into our final resting pose. So lengthening up your legs. Let your legs part, let your feet fall out to the side, arms along the side of the body. A little air flowing through. You don't want them really tucked into your side body. And softening the face. Closing the eyes now. And resting in your Shavasana. So just giving yourself these few moments rest, restore, rejuvenate, refresh. Just feeling the support of the floor. No reason to hold, no reason to grip. Just relax, let everything. And again, as always, focus on your breath. Nice, easy breath here. Keeping the awareness inside. Doing a little mental inventory of your body, softening through the eyes and the nose and the mouth, releasing the jaw, soften the brow, just moving down the body, just feeling the muscles, soft pads resting on the bones. Just a moment of peace, maybe even a little serenity, just relax. You to stay in Shavasana much longer, and I'm going to go ahead